Hello and welcome to Limerock, Connecticut, site to race number 21 of the NRSL Hooters Series. After this race, there's but only 5 races left in the race to the chase to decide the 16 drivers who will fight it out for the series championship here in season number 3. On the pole today is Kyle Collins. He'll start alongside Sky Commons. William Duncan and Mary Shelley make up row 2. Alex May, Jake Baskinger, row 3. Ben Newworth and Dylan Thoreau in row 3. Wait a minute. Sorry, row 4. And Matt Dixon and Marcus Bruno in row number 5. Here's the rest of your starting grid. Charles Sanford comes in as the points leader, big shock, but it's only 112 points now over Maxwell Chan. And those are the only 2 drivers who could leave here as the points leader. Kyle Collins, Alex May, and Kyle Matthews are the rest of the top 5. William Duncan, Jake Baskinger, Dylan Young, Jessica Shelton, Mary Shelley, the top 10 in points coming in. Chase grid shapes up like this. The drivers will win as there's the final row, Stephen Paul III and Dylan Young.
Drivers, start your engines!
Drivers with a win that are in the chase right now: Sanford, Chan, Collins, Matthews, Duncan, Dylan Young, Mary Shelley, Preston Plord, Adam Max Newarth, Chris Louvier, Mason Neal, and Henry Powers in the 90. Kazuyoshi and Patterson trying to fight their way into the top 10 or top 30 in points so that they are eligible for a win. And there seems to be a problem with Kyle Collins. Third in the points, may not even be seeing the green flag. We'll have to see if he pulls down into pit lane. But this is a very strange thing. That's not... And there's more problems. Matt Balding's got issues, and I believe there's a car on pit lane already. Collins is on pit lane. We're going to have to check in on Balding as well. But either way, the green flag is down. William Duncan now leads us down. Balding is on pit lane as well in the 11. We saw yesterday some drivers getting off here on this corner. Everyone's clean through here. 3 wide right here though between some of the drivers here. Someone was off there. Big, not a real surprise. But so far, the field is clean and green. No cautions today because it is a road course. And about twice the distance we saw yesterday. But it's Duncan and Commons who pull out to an early lead, as Collins and Balding both back on track. And Sky Commons all over the back bumper of the 6. No problems here. Looks like everyone survived. Lap 1. That's amazing in its own right. So now the tough break for Collins and Balding. That's not what I wanted to do. Both still on the lead lap though. That's the good news. The bad news, they're half a track a lap down pretty much. As Mary Shelley going to take advantage of Alex May putting 2 wheels off on the curb there. And she will take third away from the 21 as they head off into turn number 1. Dylan Thoreau also trying to battle with Jake Baskinger. Bruno put a couple wheels off. He's battling with Matt Dixon for 8th. And Thoreau's got the spot. Same for Dixon. And Shelley starting to close in on the 33 of Sky Commons. Shelley a little bit better at these road courses. They're her specialty. As Shelton has been off in the 98. Big off, too. As Bruno now back by the 8, maybe not quite. Baskinger also trying to get back around the 12. While field is sorting itself out a little bit, let's go and take a look back at what happened to the 98. And we are back coming into the bus stop part of the course. Kyle Matthews makes some contact with the 98, and off Shelton goes into the tire wall hard. And that's going to be what puts an end to the Cheerios Dodgers day. Back to live action. And we are back live. Battle for about 26th or so on track. Time Pollard getting away from Card Pollard. And Mason Neal was off on that part of the course. That was not a good spot to be. Stephen Pollard III has also found more issues today than he also had yesterday. Remember, he was first out of the race due to mechanical failure and then running into the pit wall. As we have a battle for the top spot, Sky Commons inside to driver's right of William Duncan and Mary Shelley looking for second there if she can get it. And yes, she can. Ben Neuwirth now might look for third on William Duncan. As Duncan losing all the momentum in the world, now here comes Neuwirth to the inside, or to driver's right, and just in the course of a lap, Duncan's going to lose 3 spots, and Neuwirth now looks inside of Shelley for second. But to no avail, looks like. Actually still hanging in there. But Shelley needs a good run off this corner and needs to clear Neuwirth before the next right-hander. Does not, so Neuwirth probably going to get second spot away here. The key for Shelley's going to be hanging on to third, and I don't think she's going to do that because here comes William Duncan now. Peeking to driver's right. The run down the hill. And Duncan's going to have this spot easily. Maybe not. Actually gets out of the throttle. And Duncan moved him back up to third. Shelley back to fourth. And here comes Jake Baskinger inside of Alex May to run down to 1. Thoreau's going to make it 3 wide. That's not a good idea. 3 wide through turn number 1. Who's the big loser out of all this? Might have been Thoreau, I don't know. That was not an advised move there, really. As Bruno now tries to get back to Dixon. Dixon put a wheel off. Looking through the back of the field a little bit here. Kazuyoshi's going to run wide. Time Pollard almost a little bit of contact there between those two. Sanford's back in 27th. Points that are coming into play today. As Maxwell Chan, second in points, right now runs in 16th. Trying to grab the 15th spot away from Max Neuwirth and will do so. So 3 points there to Chan in his efforts to try and close the gap even more. After today's race, Bruno ran wide. Plord, I believe, ran wide as well. Chris Washer all over the back bumper of the FreeCarReport.com Ford. And Dixon's got a Shelley to deal with. Amanda Shelley there in the 22. Dixon ran wide there. That's going to set up Bruno wonderfully, although Marias is there as well. And Washer makes a move on Plord. Dixon with the block. That's because they're going to be 3 wide again down the front straightaway into 1. Bruno thought better of it almost. Never mind. And I think Amanda Shelley's going to be the big loser out of this one. Dixon wins. He gets the spot from Shelley. Bruno's going to get a spot out of it as well. And Mariah's going to get a spot spot as well now out of the 22. I wouldn't rule out Washer getting a spot from this either. Although, wow, Shelley drove it in deep. Rice, there might have been some contact there. I don't know. Either way, here comes Washer now down the front straightaway. He's going to get inside of Marias. Here comes Kreller in the 1. A little bit of contact there from the 1 and the 34. And now Kreller going to have to try and hang around the outside of the 34. Going to do so as well as here comes Chan inside of his, to driver's right of his own teammate. I think he's going to cut some slack here a little bit. Going to let him get back in line. Maybe not. Chan's going to try a double overtake here in the bus stop. And he's going to make it pretty much work. A spectacular move from Maxwell Chan getting 2 spots out of the bus stop. And Brendan Parsons going to take advantage for a spot. Well, actually, Marias hung on to it. As Baskinger now going to get 4th away from William Duncan. Halfway home, Sky Common starting to pull a little bit of a gap on his... Actually, no, those 2 aren't teammates. Sorry. I was thinking for a second 33 and 32 were teammates. No, they're not, actually. We'll tune back in if that battle heats up a little bit more. All the Roush cars right in a row here, though. Except for the 6th. You have Shannon 14th, Plord 15th, Patterson 16th, and Matt Duncan is in 18th. We'll see if Max Neworth runs wide. If he does, that's going to open the door wonderfully for Duncan. And yes, he does. Here comes the 50 down the front straightaway. So far, the one and only retirement being the 98. Neworth ran wide a little bit there. As Matthews runs wide, Louvier is going to make a move. The workhorse winner at Cleveland. Move for 20th here on the racetrack. Matthews losing all sorts of momentum through the bus stop there, unfortunately. Seth Cole, Jordan Davis here. This is for 22nd on the racetrack. Possibly 23rd as Charles Sanford starting to make some moves through the field. And look at the run the 9 car got down this front straightaway. Almost thought about making it a move to the inside of the 64. Matthews hung on to 21st from Nova. We'll see if Nova makes a move here into the bus stop. Not yet. But good run through here is imperative if you want to set him up for the right-hander here. The final turn, the run to the line. Matthews almost picture perfect there. A little bit on the curb, but not too much. As Chan is trying to get around Kreller. This is for 12th here on the racetrack now. Chan with a really quick car. If only there were pit stops in this race, dang. I think he can maybe make a move or something through pit stops or whatever. I don't know. Meanwhile, the top 3 pretty much spreading out. It's still Sky Commons up front. Ben Neworth, Mary Shelley, 2nd and 3rd. Not even, well, that time they made up a lot of ground. Jake Bassinger is now up to 4th. Dylan Thoreau up to 5th. Duncan 6th. Alex May 7th. Matt Dixon is 8th. Amanda Shelley is in 9th. And Chris Washer just made the move on Marcus Bruno for 10th. But Maxwell Chan up to 12th. He's made a big move through the field. I think he started down in the 20s, if I remember correctly. And he hasn't even ran one of the fastest laps of the race. He's just running quicker than anyone else around him. I mean, he ran a 51.8 that last time around. Bruno's time was 52.6, 51.8 there. And now Chan's going for 11th. As the gap closed down again, 5 laps to go for Sky Commons. As Marias has gone around Kreller for 13th. Matthews back around Newark, that's for 20th. And the question starts to become, could we see a new points leader at the end of the day? Gap got pulled back out a little bit there. As Amanda Shelley was trying to make a move on Dixon, not able to do it going down into turn number 1. But Chan running very consistent lap times that are all pretty much faster than the race leaders' lap times. The guys that are the fastest on track are Chris Washer and Maxwell Chan, 10th and 11th place right now. As now Dixon, we'll see if he runs wide. Shelley trying to hope that he does. And yes, he does. Here comes Shelley back to the inside. The battle for 8th down the front straightaway. And give it to the AutoZone Ford there of Amanda Shelley. We'll see if Chris Washer can find enough of an opening here on the 8 car. Well, if Dixon continues to battle, there sure enough will be an opening. Not missing anything up front, as I think William Duncan just ran a little wide. Alex May starting to close in a little bit there. And now Washer starts to eye the 9th position, and Maxwell Chan is starting to eye a top 10. Could they be 3 wide coming down to turn number 1? Not this time around at least. 2 laps to go for Sky Commons. And the gap is about a second. Chan's peeking to the driver's right of Washer. This is for 10th. And that's for 4 championship points right there. And move Maxwell Chan to the top 10 now. As Sky Commons will see the white flag this time by. The gap is 9/10 of a second. I don't think there's going to be enough time for Ben Newark to close the gap. But we can see them all in the same picture, at least a little bit there. Ben's close enough to apply a little bit of pressure from the mirror at least, but Sky Commons just has to be hitting his marks. That's all he has to do. Through the final turn. And Sky Commons gonna grab his first win of the season. He wins at Limerock. And Chan grabbed 9th at the line from Dixon. Now the question is, where did Sanford finish the day out? 25th. That's interesting. Not so great drive from Dylan Young from 42nd up to 35th. But it is Sky Commons and the Old Spice Chevrolet that claims the victory here today. About the 13th or 14th different winner now. Actually 15th, but only 13 of which are actually in the top 30 in points. Top 10 here today: Sky Commons, Ben Neuwirth, Mary Shelley, Jake Baskinger, Dylan Thoreau, William Duncan, Alex May, Amanda Shelley, Maxwell Chan, and Matt Dixon. I'm interested, where did Chan drive his way up from? 27th to 9th for Maxwell Chan. A spectacular drive today. But Sky Commons, the outside pole sitter, is the one who grabs the victory, which is the important thing from today. 5 races left in the race to the chase. Who will be the 16 drivers represented in the chase for the Hooters Cup? I'm Gordon from 1001. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't for more racing action, as well as some other random gaming videos whenever I upload those. I'll see you next time.